lighting becomes, one of the most important pieces of a museum experience for people. When we started working with QTran, they said, we're bringing Casambi into this conversation because we think that it matches, it marries, and aligns with the direction you're going with the museum. Sailing is inherently a sport that involves wind and water. These two elements that are so precious, and taking care of the places we sail is important to us, just as our overall operations and our own impact are important to us. This is a historic property. There are only just so many things that we can do to retrofit an old building. And LED lighting, the ability to control that lighting without having to bore through all of these old walls and add extra lines, really kind of aligned with who we are and our ethos with regard to the environment and sustainability.
So a group of America's Cup sailors and people that were all members of the New York Yacht Club as well, put together a team that really looked at doing the sailing museum in a different light. In one of our early meetings, I said, what is the one thing that you've always wanted in a museum that you've designed and not been able to get? The one thing I've always wanted was to be able to individually control each fixture. And that reminded me of a conversation I'd recently had with Peter about the Casambi chip.
We were thrilled when QTran came to us with a sailing museum project because it had two key components that we thought were perfect for Casambi, that being luminaire level control and the need for wireless.
That first meeting, we looked at preliminary lighting plans and realized that this was, the perfect marriage in terms of the type of lighting, the type of control system that allowed us to, at the touch of a button, like everything else in the museum, adjust what we saw and how it was displayed for our visitors, depending on if it was a daytime event, if it was an evening event, if it's just the museum, how we want it to look at night. We're in a historic armory building. You look at it from the outside, it's very austere. You walk inside and it's like, we're in the 22nd century. We have these beautiful ceilings that are original to the building that we wanted to maintain that integrity and that look, because it does look like the inside of like a wooden boat. With all of the different exhibits and how dense our museum plan was, that lighting was going to be really important to how we displayed everything. It's interesting when people do say, ooh, we'd really like to see more of this. And it's literally as easy as tapping a button for us to bring that to life for our visitors.
We now have a museum with about 500 lighting instruments, maybe more, that are all controlled by Casambi.
It was very unique to us in the sense that we can individually address all the drivers. It helped us be able to zone as well. And you can communicate this with your iPhone or even a tablet. So having this, collaborating with Casambi was a unique thing for us.
So the outcome of the project was wonderful. The environment is flexible. The environment gives the end user the ability to tell a story and change that story and set up, how they want to, when they want to.
The Casambi team is very willing to help. They're there at the end of the phone. And I really appreciate that, again, when we don't have a dedicated tech person who just handles the lighting. We're a small organization. So having that support network through Casambi is really helpful. The lighting has played a really pivotal role in how we bring it all to life. And I think I saw that most strongly when the family was here and looking at the different artifacts, and I've never seen them in that light, literally and figuratively. So, whether it was the in-case lighting here or the different spots throughout the space, and the ability to adjust them, it really has created a special place.